I'm Dave Palumbo, founder of Species Nutrition. From my earliest bodybuilding days, I believed in only putting the best in my body. And that lives on in the Species Nutrition line of products. I put my name and reputation on every bottle of Species Nutrition products. If you want to be your absolute best, join the evolution.
I haven't seen the sun in a week and a half. Look! It just came out! Look at that!
I love it!
Welcome back to another exciting episode of After Hours. I am Dave Palumbo, fully recovered from my COVID from the last 2 weeks, and in studio, back again is Mr. G with a lot of goodies he brought here today. We'll show those in a minute, George. Mr. G is, we found that he's the only living human on Earth, John, that is immune to COVID. He cannot get it.
Not me. I didn't get it either.
No. Well, you haven't been exposed to it. He was in my studio with me breathing on him, Tyler breathing on him. We both had COVID. We didn't even know it. And he has no COVID. He got tested.
I was exposed. Everybody in my wife's office has it. They're in, they're out, they're positive. They got, I'm
It's Tampa Paletia.
Where is
look at that hat he's got on.
It looks like he's working.
People don't believe him.
He's in Florida, John.
I'm a sunny Florida man, but unfortunately I'm at a cement plant. But I am here. I know you can't see any. Let me get a palm tree. Hold on, somewhere.
I noticed.
Yeah, Leslie Timble says she doesn't believe you here unless you could prove it. So show us a palm tree.
Yeah, and he didn't stop at my house on the way down.
John, I had no time. Look, there's a palm tree.
He's a busy man, John. He's a busy man.
There's the palm trees over there.
All right, yeah, we see it. All right, you're in Florida.
Hey, Jimmy, you got a hat that fits? Look like you're wearing a yarmulke. Is that a yarmulke hard hat?
I think it's my son's hard hat.
Yeah, baby.
It looks like my son's helmet. Yeah,
listen, ever since I got down here, a friend of mine said he had a job waiting for me. I said, all right, good, great. I've been working ever since I got here. I haven't had time to do shit. All right, I'm not going to mention the company name because I don't want to get fired again.
No, don't get
fired.
But
I'm going to show you. No, I can't. But I'm going to show you the back of the truck.
Okay.
So this is called a pneumatic trailer.
I got to hold on before you start. I got to tell you right off the bat, this truck looks like it's brand new and it's in way better shape than any truck you've ever driven.
It's a 2020, so let me tell you about this fucking thing.
He's never even got into a 19. His trucks are from 1970. John, he drives.
The old in New York.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah.
Earlier.
So can I tell you about the fucking truck?
Tell us about the truck. Yeah.
So it's a 2020, so it's got all the bells and whistles. When I start in the morning, it does a system check. So what happens is I'll turn the truck on, and I get out of the truck, and all of a sudden, the headlights go on and off, the signals, the parking lights, the roof lights, brake lights. It goes all around, does an all system check, checks out the little marker lights, does everything. I just sit there and watch.
You know that you have brakes when you get into the truck, basically. Yeah.
Got brakes, right?
And probably the wheels will stay on.
The wheels, brand new. I mean, look at the paint on the.
Why would you go back to New York if you got this thing here? Holy mackerel!
He's a masochist. That's
You're driving around in an RV essentially. You got a great fucking setup there.
How much does something like that run? How much is it? A truck like that.
He won't stay.
That truck's probably $500,000. I bet you.
No, it's not $500,000, but it's probably definitely a couple $100,000. Don't forget, you got the pneumatic. I got a brand new pneumatic in the back here. This is how we pump out the concrete powder. We hook up our line. We got a blower. It goes through the air system, and then systematically you got to release each hopper. And you work your way down, and the concrete powder comes through the pipe out of the hoppers, and it comes out of the back over here. I'll show you.
How do you keep an eye on the meter?
Jimmy, where do they dump that? You got to go up on a rig.
I know how to do everything, Dave. I know how to I know how to do everything. Look, and then it comes out of here. This is where you hook up your line, and you. Powder comes out. Your powder comes out of there, and it goes up to the.
I think we're losing you there, Jimmy.
No matter where he is a shit fucking connection.
Well, he's in the middle of a cement factory.
The guy in there is a fucking mute that loads us. He lowers the fucking, when he's done, he's up in the top, right? Depot bucket with a rope, and he lowers the fucking ticket all the way down to you.
Hold on, so that big silo there is filled with cement?
I saw the bucket coming down. After he fills you, you get filled with cement. There's a thing on the top, like a worm head on the top, and it goes to the top of your truck. See how that guy's cover's open?
Yeah, how do they fill it up,
So
Jim?
you pull in.
How does it work? How do they fill it?
So what happens is these whole concrete powder. So what happens is when you pull in, your cover's open. So what happens is you got to open the cover. They have these racks. You see that rack over there? That's how you open your cover. You got to go up the stairs, drop the rack and the safety, so you're inside that cage, and you open up your cover. That's what that is on the top over there. You can see it.
Right.
You get in there, and there's like a little worm head in there up in the top, and the guy inside there, the guy behind the curtain, he drops that worm head into that hole, and then the concrete powder pours into the trailer. Once he's done, he hits the horn, he raises the worm up, and then you pull out. You got to close your cover, and then you're on your way out. I'm by the port now, so that's where the ships are and stuff. So
now, Jimmy,
that's where I'm getting loaded today. There's many.
Jimmy.
Yeah.
Now, how much nicer is it to get into the truck that's brand new? It gets filled up. You don't have to get on the Belt Parkway or the BQE or the Long Island Expressway. You just get on a nice highway and you drive with no traffic.
It's too nice. He won't like it.
Yeah.
He'll run back to New York.
Look how good he looks.
If the rims ain't on fire.
Look at him.
You got it.
When I sit in the cab, I don't even.
Look how happy he is.
I know. If you look at him, no more anger.
No more angry
bull.
bull.
No more Jimmy the Angry Bull.
Georgie, he's gonna run back to New York to be miserable.
Yeah.
Watch. He's gonna run. He's gonna get so sick of being happy that he's gonna run back to New York to be miserable. Watch. Just watch.
So I got to tell you a quick story, right? So
is Greg?
I had a place to stay. Huh?
Oh, keep going. I'm trying to get Greg back on.
Go ahead.
So anyway, I can't talk too long because I'm going to be up soon. So anyway, I had a place to stay. I lined up a nice little rental, cute little place. You know what I mean? So I came. They said, "Yeah, you're approved, but there's one little thing we got to check off for the box for your." I said, "So can I come down? Do I have the fucking place? Do I don't have?" Yeah, you got it. You're approved. But there's one little check mark on it. I said, "Well, what the fuck is the check mark?" Well, you had to mail in some W-2. I says, "Well, I did that a week ago." Well, they didn't sign off on it yet. I says, "Well, are you telling me I'm approved?" She says, "Yeah, you're approved." I says, "Well, can I come down and move in?" Oh, she goes, "You can't move in." I says, "Well, then I'm not approved then, mother. What are you doing? If I can't move in, I'm not approved, right? I don't understand." She goes, "Don't worry, we'll hear by Friday." This was Monday. Friday comes. Are you hear anything? No, didn't hear nothing. I said, "Well, what are you people doing? Now it's the weekend. You close." "I know. I'm sorry, James. Don't worry. Monday you'll hear something." Monday comes. I call again. I said, "Hello. How's it looking?" I didn't hear from the corp. So this went on all week in New York. So finally, Friday comes. I call the bitch again. Right? I'm all nice to her. I told her I was going to bring bagels down from New York and pizza. They were all excited. I told them when I get there, I'm going to make you a pot of sauce and meatballs here. We're going nuts down here, right? I tell them all this bullshit, right? So finally, the girl don't answer the phone no more. She disappeared. So she don't want to answer my phone. So I said, "You know what? I'm going to have my fucking friend call because this motherfucker's not answering the phone." So my friend calls. She answers, "Hello. This is Pam." I'm like, "This shit, the motherfucker don't want to answer the phone because I'm calling, right?" So anyway, I said, "You know what? I'm going to," he's rolling in now. I got to get behind him. So anyway, I said, "Fuck this. I'm going to go down there anyway. I'll just take a shot." You know what I mean? So I take my Jeep, I load all my shit, and I fucking start heading down to Florida, right? So before I leave, I had a bad Universal in my left wheel making a squeak noise, right?
Imagine that, John.
Best friend mechanic. Huh?
I said, imagine that. Something wrong with your Jeep.
Wait, it gets better. So now, hold on, let me pull over here a second.
He looks like he's in Hawaii, doesn't he, John, with that fucking bright shirt on?
Yeah.
No, he just looks too happy.
Yes,
it's his glow.
Yeah,
it's the happiness glow.
Yeah,
that's the problem. He just looks it's not sustainable.
You know how usually it's so dim looking wherever he is. It's like overcast.
It's the weather.
It's raining.
Yeah.
And,
Dingy.
Yeah, he's very vibrant. It's like, you remember when you went from like black and white TV to color TV.
Yeah.
That it's like that.
Anyway, let me finish this. Let me finish the story. It gets better. It gets better. So now,
look, I just got here.
Oh, there's Greg.
So now my buddy's telling me, it's a Universal. That's hello. Am I finishing my story?
Greg just joined us. He wants to say hello to you.
I'm trying to tell
Jimmy's
you a story
in Florida, Greg.
I gotta tell you my dilemma on my way down there because it never ends. The shit follows me from New York. So the guy changes the Universal that had a little squeak in it. I said, let me change this before I leave because I don't know any mechanics down there. So I get the fucking thing changed. I pick it up. I said, Jack, how's everything looking? Oh, great. No sound. The change the Universal. Good. I take off. I load up my shit. I go down the Florida. I get to the Florida border. All of a sudden, I hear my wheel. Honk, 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 honk. I'm like, what the fuck is that? It's coming out of the front wheel. I says, don't tell me this motherfucker didn't put a screw in or something. This cocksucker, I'll fucking kill him, right? I'm turning blue and red. So I jump right in the truck. I'm working. I'm running around. I have no time. I finally get the fucking thing there last night at 8 at night. The guy was still there working. I dropped it off. I said, please, can you look at my... I said, I might be going back home. I can't get stuck here. I'm flipping the fuck out. He goes, don't worry. Take it easy. He goes, I'll look at it. He goes, first thing in the morning. I said, you sure? I can't. I know how far it is. He goes, no. He goes, I'm coming from a friend. Yeah. He goes, right? So, hey, fucking guy calls me today. You know what he tells me?
What?
It's Jim, I got some bad news. I says, please, Nick, come on. I'm having a good day today, man. Don't wait a minute. You got some bad news. He goes, well, the Universal that the guy put in, he put the wrong fucking Universal in there. So when you were coming down to Florida, the fucking thing heated and expanded and ripped the wheel apart. He goes, I said, so now what? He goes, I can't get a fucking Universal joint anywhere. I went to the dealership. I went to my suppliers. He goes, I can't get a five. So what do I do? What do you mean?
You're stuck in Florida, Jimmy. Sorry.
I said a couple of fucking months for my fucking Universal. Are you kidding me?
Jimmy, Johnny's stuck here. He can't leave.
First of all, I'm living out of my car, motherfucker. All my shit is in that car.
That's called fate. That's God telling you stay in Florida, man.
So,
there's this place called Pick Apart. It's like a junkyard, and you can go in there and take whatever you want. So it doesn't matter if you get a used part of work just fine. The thing of it is that Jimmy doesn't want to be happy.
No.
He doesn't want to stay in Florida. He wants to return to New York.
God is working in his favor, though.
No.
Right,
John
John?
said don't go back to New York because you get the mechanic sucked there anyway.
The fucking story. I gotta go. I'm up next. Let me finish the story. It gets a little better.
There's
so
more? Oh, my God. I got a headache.
He tells me the bad news, right? So I said, listen, I'm sleeping at a friend of mine's house. I'm living out of my fucking car. I got nowhere to fucking go. I need my car back. How much is this job going to cost with it? Can you get the axle? I don't know. I called a bunch of people. I said, listen, man, I don't want to hear about this bullshit. Get an axle. I don't give a fuck where you get it. Steal it out of another car in your lot. I need a fucking axle. I got to get the fuck out of here. All right, take it easy. Calls me back a half hour later. He goes, yeah, they're delivering an axle. I'm hoping it's the right axle, he says, but I got one coming. I says, you hope it's the right axle? I says, how much is this axle going to cost me? He goes, it's $650 for the part, the labor, probably almost close to $1,000. $1,000? I hung up the phone.
It's your mechanic's fault over there in New York,
I called Jack in New York. I said, Jack, how you doing? This is Jimmy. I was trying to stay calm.
Yeah.
I said, hey, he goes, hey, Jimmy, how's Florida? How's the trip? I says, wonderful. My trip is wonderful, Jack. But one little thing, Jack. He goes, wow, what's up? You put the wrong Universal on my fucking tire, you motherfucker! It's supposed to be $1,000. I gotta change the whole axle, you cocksucker! He hung up on me. You fuck up my car and you hang up on me, you prick!
You should have called me. I would have got you an axle.
Under his desk.
Under his desk, yeah. Under his desk.
He got one under the desk. He's got one. Jimmy,
I believe
you always call
Greg
Greg first.
I know, I didn't think. I should have thought about
He's
Greg.
got a Universal under there probably, too.
I bet he's got two of them. He's got them in different colors.
The moral of the story is get rid of that freaking truck, lease yourself a new truck, and never go back to New York again. That's the take-home message.
But Dave, how are we going to keep him from going back to New York?
Well, he doesn't have a car right now, so he can't go anywhere.
He's being drawn back.
Yeah.
He's being pulled back.
Tell you.
It's already happening.
I'm going to tell you, John, you know how you're going to keep me here? I ain't going to get my Jeep back for fucking months because they can't get the part. That's how I'm going to be stuck here.
He's stuck. Anyway.
So wait till he finds out that we did that on purpose.
Yeah.
Anyway, I gotta go. I gotta get into the Smith thing next week. So listen, next week I am gonna be in the studio.
Whoa!
I mean, I don't care.
Wait a minute.
I got three people now in my studio.
I'll pick you up, Jimmy.
Approval.
I'll come get you.
You gotta get approval.
Can you imagine if I have Jimmy the Bull, Mr. G, obviously Tyler, myself in the same studio? That's pretty close to almost everyone. I don't think we'll ever get Greg here, but you never know.
Yeah, we
They
will.
should sleep over your house.
Listen, I haven't been there. Amanda's gonna let me in there, because I'm gonna make sauce for the family.
Ah,
She's gonna let me in.
All right. That's good.
I'm gonna make the sauce there in the house. Okay.
That's what I want. I want that smell percolating in my room.
Make the meatballs and the sauce. You're gonna do the whole fucking thing right in Dave's kitchen. They're never gonna want me to leave.
That's right.
I gotta go. I love you all, man. I'll see you soon.
All right, later.
Welcome to sunny fucking Florida.
Jimmy, you did it! You did it, baby! Woo! You did it! Just like a good fellow. Yes, he did it. Jimmy did it.
He did
broke
it. We just
All
gotta keep his Jeep in the shop, or
That's
he's gonna
right.
leave.
Yeah, I got to call the mechanic up and tell
He
him
ain't staying
don't
here.
get the part. All right.
Yeah,
now,
He'll never
Mr.
stay
G,
there. He'll never stay there.
Greg, do not send him an axle.
No, don't send him anything. Now, Mr. G brought in a bunch of food, so I want to show it off. In honor of Lee Priest signing with Species Nutrition, you guys, I think, all heard that big announcement. He's going to be doing a huge transformation, hopefully competing at the end of the year, and then obviously Masters Olympia is in 2023. So that's the goal. Mr. G made a Species cookie. It's a green cookie with white chips. I'm going to taste it. I haven't even tasted it yet, to be honest with you.
Yeah, Lee.
How much protein is in this?
16 grams.
This is
Hey,
the Lee Priest
Mr. G, why'd you make it green?
Species.
Yo, I got one more thing. Listen, I'm over here in Florida, right? These guys that are fucking standing in line, they're all staring at me. I turned around, I go, what's the matter? You never seen an Italian New Yorker, motherfucker? You guys are so fucking laid back over here. They're all staring at me over here. Look at them. They're all by this fucking staircase over there. Fuck these guys. I'll talk to you later.
You know what, John? In 2 weeks, he's going to be speaking softly and mellow.
Hey, how are you, Greg?
Robbie.
Yeah, somebody's going to sell him a bag of weed really cheap, and then he's just going to be chill.
He's a good George.
George, why did he green that? What did you do to him?
Lee, I asked. So Lee said Lee wanted a special comeback cookie made, and the fact that he's signed with Species. So he said, I asked him, "What do you want me to make?" And he said, "Make a lime green color like the color of the Species, and I want it with white chips in it."
Oh, okay.
So that
sounds good.
These are great. Oh,
but John had a great idea. I'll make one regular sugar flavor, like snickerdoodle flavor, like what this is, the base, but pistachio.
Wow.
And white chocolate.
Yeah, pistachio white chocolate. That would be good.
How many grams of protein right now?
About 16.
Wow, that's pretty good. It's not a big cookie either.
Might even
How's it taste, Dave? Is it a good taste?
Green, or did you put another ingredient in there?
We're all enjoying this cookie right now, right, John?
I used the green dye in there.
Green food color.
I'll probably get cancer from the green dye he gave me, but no, that's all right.
No, you get no. I only give. I'm a picture of health. Nothing.
That's right. He's immune to all disease.
Right.
He's 64.
We're all enjoying that
He's
cookie the way it
64.
tastes.
He's 64. Hasn't been to the doctor in 40 years.
Who? Georgie?
George.
Why do I
Good for
gotta
you.
go?
Good for you.
I take care of my health. Look, it's. I'll tell you what. It's the really high end cardio.
Yeah.
That I've been doing.
Right.
And I noticed all the guys that do that high end cardio, none of them got sick at all.
Yeah.
That's what I do, man. High-end cardio.
Right? Like,
George.
Am I right, John? Like intense.
George, you know what I've been doing? I had I have a stream in my property. It branches off, and one of the branches got clogged up and it filled up, and I can't get a machine in there. So I've been digging by hand, digging out the stream bed. I got to tell you, I set the clock for 1 hour, and I don't stop. Dig. That is the most brutal workout.
And then the next day it comes back and it's all filled in again, probably.
No, I got it. I'll show you a picture. I got it all dug out.
You should have the Val videotape you doing it.
I got a video. I'll show you. I got it. Well, I'll send it later. But
George,
Dave, I want to ask Dave about cardio.
What's that?
Dave, do you recommend cardio before or after a workout? What I do is I do a little bit before, like just to warm up, And then after my workout, I end up doing like 25 minutes or
Yeah,
so.
I mean, if you're not
What do you
dieting for
recommend?
show, I always like post workout cardio.
Yeah, if you do
Okay.
too much, you're gonna get fucking worn out for the workout. To me, it affects the workout.
Can't do it before
That's
the
why I
workout.
say
Yeah,
that.
no way.
I just think it a before and after pic, Dave.
You get wiped out. You
All right,
fucking
cool.
hair. You can't do the workout.
Yes.
You'll see.
I'm
You'll
talking-
George,
I'm
when's
talking
your
like
birthday?
A Navy SEAL fighting, like you box too, right, John?
yeah.
Yeah, those type of workouts like that, an hour intense,
Like minute rounds, and then
yeah,
you do,
you're like
yeah,
because
that.
it's like lifting, it's like bench pressing and running on the treadmill at the same time.
Yes.
Sort of what surfing
Yeah.
is like. Surfing's like that too.
But I think the key is segmenting it. So like in boxing, you do things by rounds. You do like certain number of rounds. Like in working out, you can do a certain number of minutes or half an hour or whatever. So what the point is, when you concentrate, if you're going to say, here's a pile of dirt you got all day, dig. What you're going to do is you're going to dig for 10 minutes. You're going to stretch. You're going to go over here. You're going to come back.
Talk
you're
on
gonna
a
do a
phone.
little more, right? But if you got an hour, you're going to dig. That makes it fucking brutal.
I love those workouts. Those are like the Navy SEAL workouts.
What if I clean snake tubs for an hour straight? Does that count?
What if you do what?
Clean
a snake
tubs.
tub.
Yeah, that's not really
No,
very
it's not the same.
taxing.
I have to
Dude,
stop
you know what
moving,
you
though.
do?
But you have to put sand.
Unless the snake is strangling you. And you're
Choking your hair out.
well, Dave, if the snake is around your neck and he's strangling you, then you're.
I'm doing asphyxiation training, right?
Right, or around his diaphragm, so it decreases.
You know what? You know what the best is? Sprinting on a football field, 100 yards. You walk back, you jog back, and then you sprint. You know.
Greg,
back
when was
to
the last time
ball.
you ran anywhere?
Me?
Yeah.
I can still run.
You can?
I can run long distance or sprint.
Really? You have
Yeah.
your knees and hips don't hurt?
No.
Wow, that's
With them
impressive.
hamstrings I got, baby, I'm like a fucking gazelle.
That's
You know
because
what I mean?
that's because you were athletic. You were always athletic, Greg.
Right. That's exactly.
That's it.
Now I can't run as fast because of the body weight that I
Right,
have.
you haven't trained.
But if you drop me down, in ninth grade, I could run as fast as any fucking kid in the school and
No,
shit.
I'm
I
not
beat
talking about
everybody.
ninth grade. You're 60 years old now.
No, but what I'm
But if
saying
he
is
started
like-
training now, if Greg started doing that type of training, he'd be a freak.
Yeah.
He could do it now.
He'd probably get hurt.
Yeah,
Yeah.
eventually
Put that
I
picture,
think
hold
I
on.
might phase out it.
There's John's stream he dug out. That's pretty
Oh,
good,
shit.
John.
I was like, what the
That's
fuck
all
is that?
done by hand because you can't get a machine in there.
You dug that out?
You're like
Man,
the
I
that's
love
a
that,
He
dude.
workout.
dug the Panama Canal there. Where's the
and I
lock
made the
system?
water, and I made the waterfall. See the waterfall in the front?
Yeah,
I
that's
gotta
beautiful.
tell you,
You could
John-
do stand
John
up
amazes
paddleboarding in
me.
there. John
John
you stand up
amazes me. He's
paddleboard.
Well, see where that part to the right.
Yeah.
How you
built
do
up,
this
That's
shit?
where
I don't know.
the fire pit's going to be there.
Oh, nice. Nice.
You got running water and the fire.
So you
and
were
the-
in that swampy water digging?
Yeah, with boots up to my knees. Yup.
Wow.
How long did that take you, John?
That's not 10, 11 days.
And how many
Yeah,
hours
okay.
per day?
1 hour.
That's not
Great.
bad.
I'm just digging.
Right.
The other work I did up on top there, that's extra.
John, you amaze me.
You're
The
very
shit that you
talented,
could do.
John. I'll give you
Nobody knows that you fucking could like build a fucking like John could build a kitchen, a bathroom. I mean,
You do
John
anything.
does
You
this,
can
and he
build
does
anything.
fucking good work.
That's
I'm like,
amazing.
he
He's like
built the
back
studio
to
today.
a pioneer. He's like one of the old pioneers, yo.
Yeah, if I ever get stuck on a desert island or something like that with John, that's the guy I want with me because he knows how to, he's a
He'll take a
survivalist.
bunch
Hey,
of
you gotta
weeds
build
and
your,
fucking driftwood
farm.
and make it like
Hey,
a
John,
fucking
build
app.
Dave's farm. Dave's gonna build a big farm here.
The difference is you got to build everything out of cement in Florida because the hurricanes.
Nah, John's got some talent. I don't know how. You have to have that in your hands though, because you could give me directions, the wood, the nails, all that shit. I wouldn't be able to do it. I don't have that in my hands. I
Me
can
too.
draw, but I
Me
can't do
too.
that shit.
It's
I'm
in
not
my
handy.
family. My grandfather came from Italy. He was in construction. My grandfather built in Edison, New Jersey, the Menlo Park, the monument, the Edison Monument,
Oh,
the
really?
tower with
Wow.
the light bulb on top.
Yeah.
You see
Built
from the
that?
parkway.
John, my grandfather built Playland in Rye. He was one of the
He did?
builders when
He
it
did,
made
really?
but I can't fucking hammer a nail in a wall. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you don't
You know the
want
Gracie
to, though.
Mansion in upstate New York? My grandfather built that too.
Oh,
Did
really?
he really?
The governor's
Yeah.
mansion? Wow.
Yep.
I think all the old school Italians did that when they came over. My grandfather, same thing. He built Playland, and he did a lot. My uncle
Mike?
did the World Trade Center. And
Let me
shit.
throw my
Playland and Rice, huge.
bricklayer
That's a
grandfather.
giant park.
My grandfather built Pilgrim State. You know the mental hospital out there?
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
He used to always
That's what I'm
talk
saying.
about.
All the fucking old school Italians,
All the Italians built.
especially in New York and all that shit. That's who built all that.
Yeah.
In Michigan, all the big
And he was
construction
funny, back then he
companies
got
They
owned
paid
by
laid
Italians.
brick. It was all brick laid, right, back in the day.
And
You
the
got
other laborers then.
you got paid shit back then. If you told somebody like, I want to get, if you told your mother, yeah, I want to get into carpentry or brick, they'd smack you in the head. You don't want to do that. There's no money. Now today, those are the guys making all the shit up.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, construction guys back in the day when my father was young and my grandfather, forget about it. They worked for like pennies and they busted their hole. Today, that shit you drive around, you get a bunch of freaking illegal aliens coming in and you fucking have them do all the work for you.
You know, Greg, there's a guy from Michigan here. He's Italian, and he can't even read and write. He's in the construction. He's worth over $500 million.
Oh yeah, man. I
And
believe
you
it.
see him outside cutting the lawns of his commercial properties and all that. He's an old school, hardworking man. That amazing. He can't even read and write. He's worth over $500 million.
Really?
Let me tell you something. I can read and write, and I'm not worth 5 cents. I ain't worth 5 cents. Fucking
Me too.
John amazes me though. I gotta fucking tell you, that fucking guy. Not only is he a phenomenal writer, he's my favorite writer. I remember I said that when I worked for MD, and Steve Blackman got mad. So don't say. Remember that time I said I gotta give John Romano credit. Fucking guy's the best writer in the spring. He got pissed. But
I know. I always appreciate you saying that too.
but I gotta tell you, and not only that, but the skill that you have in your hands. Forget about it. I've seen some of the shit you've done, the bathrooms and all that stuff. The kitchen.
He built the
What do you think your
RxMuscle
house?
studios, the original studios.
I know the original studio.
Yeah, thanks, Greg. I like Bill. I love building shit.
That's great.
I love watching. I wish I could. My girlfriend watches all this shit, and then she tells me, "Oh, you and I, we can do that. We fucking hammer and nail. We fuck everything. We can't do anything. I can't even hang a picture right. I just
Look at these
crazy go
cookies.
to the wall. What?
Chocolate dipped, chocolate chip cookies dipped in chocolate. Look at that.
Wait, now listen. We're here watching Dave eating all this shit.
I
Where's
know,
our
we don't-
fucking- we're like fucking. I feel like Oliver Twist. You know when he's watching
Hey, I'm
through the
sending
window.
Greg.
He's,
I'm sending you guys
Greg,
these.
Sending you guys back.
I'm gonna send you guys these.
Who's-
Look at this.
Who's Georgie's favorite?
I made them extra. Look at the size of the bagels. I made.
Are those bagels or pretzels?
No, these are bagels.
This bagel, I promise you can't eat the whole thing. First of all, it weighs about 10 pounds. Secondly, I
Yeah, but we'll
ate
never
one
get
the
the
other
chance,
day.
right, John?
I was
Right.
so full, and it was right before
We're
I got
like Oliver
COVID, so
Twist.
I
We're
can't
sitting
even
here
think
like
about
fucking.
anything.
We're watching you licking your
I got this
fingers
far.
and shit.
This is
Eating
pretty
your
good.
clothes on your face.
You know what I
We're
feel like, Greg? Remember the movie Trading Places with
yeah.
Remember when Dan Aykroyd, he's got the Santa uniform, costume on, it's raining, and he's outside, and he's eating the fish that he stole from the buffet line, and he's looking in the window, and Eddie Murphy's in there sitting at the table.
It's in his own house. He's
In his own house, right? That's us. That's us.
We're sitting there.
Right.
I'm
We're
licking
Dan-
my lips
we're-
going, man.
We're Dan Aykroyd. We're Dan Aykroyd out in the rain, and Dave is Eddie Murphy.
and Dave has the audacity to shove it in your face too, like
Yeah,
look.
exactly. Well, I want people to know how delicious it is. So.
Oh, George, this is you. Oh, wow. I'm 30. Oh my God, this is great. I'm sitting there fucking salad. Look, this is a plastic fruit. Look.
I know you have a couple something under that table
I
there,
can't even afford real
Greg.
fucking fruit. Look.
Do you know what's so funny? Is that plastic fruit is so Italian.
Oh, I got news for you. It's
Actually,
Jewish
glass.
too. My grandmother had it in her house. Plastic fruit everywhere.
Look, it's actually glass. But I'm over here watching him. I'm ready to try.
That's
John,
probably
I'm
worth
ready to
money.
try to eat some of these fake grapes and shit like that. I'm like this over here. I'm watching Dave, and Dave's got the cookies fucking falling at his crumbs. I see him wiping it off, and he's looking at Mr. G, telling me, 30 grams of protein. This is pretty
We're
good."
ready to
I
eat
was really
plastic
hungry too
fruit.
before he came. I'm glad he brought all the food. It's like I got food delivered. Once he starts, did you bring your chicken salad today?
I bought the cream. I bought your homemade cream.
He made
cheese
homemade cream cheese.
with,
too.
Holy
with protein in
Christ.
it. Yeah, I'm gonna say, Greg.
He
I'm
brought chicken salad about 3
Don't
weeks ago.
say
It was
George.
freaking unreal.
Georgie,
really
don't
good chicken
say
salad.
it. Don't say it.
I won't say it.
What?
Don't say it. Don't say I'm gonna send you ... Don't say that.
Wait, John, we should have a show where he does send us something
Yes,
and Dave don't
right.
have nothing. And we sit here going, hey, John.
Right.
He can't come empty-handed anymore because he comes to the studio now, Greg. So.
We'll call it the Dave Gets Nothing show.
Remember when we used to make Diego bring food for us?
And he quit.
Yeah,
he left.
This guy Diego just showed up one day at my house and because I'm you know me, I probably said, yeah, come over, whatever you want. And we're like, all right, well, if you're going to come and do the show, you got to bring us food every week. So he would bring us like Cuban food or something like that, right?
Oh, I couldn't.
Oh, Puerto Rican food.
Puerto Rican
yeah,
food.
but wait,
Jay Leno
but wait a
copied
minute, Dave.
us.
You forgot. You
Jay
got
Leno had a
to tell
Spanish
the whole
guy like
story.
that.
Oh, really?
So Diego is basically just a kid, a fan.
Yeah.
He had the gumption to find Dave and to contact him, and he got himself on the show. Not only did he get himself on the show, but he also got Dave and the rest of us help prep him for a bodybuilding show.
And he wanted to be sponsored. Remember? I need a sponsor.
We sponsored him.
Yeah.
He sponsored him. Then I got on his fucking ass because he stopped bringing food. So I'm like, Diego, you want to be part of the group here. You want to, push your way in.
And reap the
benefits.
benefits.
You got to pay some dues. You got to bring the food. You're
Yeah.
Puerto Rican. You got to bring some Puerto Rican food from the Bronx or wherever the hell he was from. All right. So he got mad. He didn't want to bring it anymore. Remember, he brought a whole bunch in the beginning, and then he came down. He had one plate with an aluminum pot with a cover on. And that was it. I go, what the fuck are we going to do with that canvas here? And he started complaining, so we got rid of him.
Yeah.
I
You
better
need
start
an
bringing some
Italian
Middle
kid.
Eastern
That's
food.
what we got to do. Hold on. Rob Jordan, you have to send us food every week if you want to be on
Middle
the show.
Eastern food. Yes, I have.
I love Middle Eastern food.
As a condition of your probation, you got to feed him.
Yeah, but wait a minute. If Rob sends it to Dave, but once again, Dave's going to be like, Rob.
No.
this is
It has to go to
delicious.
hold on.
Yeah, that's
No.
right.
John and
No,
I are
Dave!
gonna be like this.
Dave!
Romano
Greg,
and
Dave is
Valentino
gonna
are
be
These
together.
motherfuckers
Rob,
run out
this
of
is
concrete.
so good. This is so amazing. When Greg and me are fucking starving. That's what's going to happen.
You guys got to get me ready for a show.
Rob's going to be like, oh,
Did
yeah.
Jimmy
look,
join
this
in
is-
again?
Yeah, it sounds like
What-
This is some
Jimmy,
nice
what's going
Lebanese
on?
food. And me and John are going to be like, oh, I bet that tastes real good. And Dave's going to have it on the side of his face over here, a little piece of meat and shit. Oh, this is great.
My
How many
wife is an
cookies?
amazing cook. My wife is the best cook.
Yeah, well, you know
No,
what?
I
We
believe
don't
you.
know
Maybe you
that
should start
because you're
making
only
Middle
gonna send
Eastern
shit
meals,
to
Rob.
I believe that,
You
but
can
John
join
and I are
Mr.
going to
G's
sit here like watching
service.
Dave eating it.
Right, exactly. He's going to send it to Dave. We get nothing.
And then he's going to have a fucking,
Yeah,
for
we're getting
dessert,
Dave to
he's going to have a giant protein cookie by Mr. J.
Right,
hold on.
With a fucking, with
And
a
then,
goddamn-
Baklava.
right at that point when we're almost going to get somewhere with this,
Right.
the little screen is going to go on the bottom, and there's Jimmy. He's going to start screaming, and then
He left.
out
He
of
got
the blue,
insulted
and then we're
because we
going to
weren't
lose
letting him
all the
talk.
continuity.
He pulled a Sal, John. He
Right.
left. My father can't get a word and he leaves. Now the funny thing is, what if we get Rob Jordan to move to Florida and his wife and Mr. G could do the food service together?
There you go.
Unbelievable. I'm just telling you, she is the best cook. She can cook Italian food, Mexican food, Middle Eastern food.
There we go,
All
George. You got a
fresh,
partner
man.
right
It's
there.
I
amazing
believe
cook.
you. I believe you.
And she's a nutritionist.
And she's probably
She's
a hard worker
nutritionist.
too, George. You can put it
It
to work.
sounds like Dave is going to eat really good.
That's
Yes.
HSP, really good. What about all them Pop-Tarts he told us we're going to get?
Oh,
Remember
the Pop-Tarts.
What happened to the
Hold on,
Pop-Tarts?
hold on.
Pop-Tarts.
In defense of
I'm
hold
gonna
on. In
send you
defense of
some. I'm
legendary
gonna get 'em next
foods,
week.
You're going to
they
get them in the mail.
rebranded.
Those
Leg-
fucking Pop-Tarts,
Listen.
you couldn't feed a fucking bird with them anymore. It's fucking hard as it was.
Wait,
they're rebranding
do
legendary
you have any
foods.
legendary food?
Yeah, they're
I do.
rebrand. Hey,
Pop-Tarts,
John,
yeah?
then you'll see his kid walk by the
Hey.
fucking camera, and they got a Pop-Tart in their mouth,
Give me the
right?
Pop-Tarts. I'll
Look
send
at
them.
that protein
No,
Pop-Tart.
I will.
I got news for you, Greg. I
Tell
bet you I
them-
could find
tell
the
them that I-
Pop-Tart
I
under
got
your
a whole
fucking
thing about
desk.
Guys,
before I get
hold
one
on,
from-
wait. Listen to me. He's
Yeah.
giving me the Pop-Tarts. I'm going back when I go. I'm going back later, and then tomorrow I'm going to ship them out to you guys. All right? 100%.
Right.
I told you not to say that.
No, I'm
I
gonna. No,
John and I will
the only
believe it when I
reason,
see it.
the only reason why I don't ship stuff out to you guys is that I didn't make it. You follow.
Well, Georgie. I personally wanted to know what we did to offend you because
John's getting a box.
You did send
Valentino's getting a box.
Me a cut tin. It was beautiful.
And,
Jumbo.
we don't know where to send Jimmy's box.
Showed it to everybody.
Rob Jordan will get a box
He
too.
showed it to everybody. We promoted you the best we could. Instagram, Facebook. We did everything we possibly could. And then what? We got nothing.
Yeah, but you guys are loaded with species stuff. You know I send those to you.
You do.
Yeah,
yes, you do.
John,
yes,
the reason is that
that's because Amanda sends
I'm
it
getting
out.
a bigger facility. I didn't have the time.
Wait, Dave's saying that. Look, Dave's saying that with his hand in that bag.
I know.
That motherfucker's gonna pull out that goddamn.
And I'm sending you bagels too, guys. I'm
bagels
with that. I'm gonna make them when I get back tonight. 100%.
George, make sure I want some of the Pop-Tart. I want to try that shit too. So
yeah,
Greg, I'm gonna send you a whole box.
All right. John and I and Rob, we're gonna get you on the next show.
Mr. Pop, Mr. G's ProteinSnacks.com, guys. If you want to get any of these bagels and great cookies, the new black and white cookie. You making the Lee Priest cookie too?
Yeah, we're gonna put that up.
The green species Lee
Priest
cookie.
I just gotta say one more thing about John Romano. I gotta say one more thing about John Romano. He also is a fucking amazing cook too.
Oh,
so not only can he build you a house, he can cook for you, right? He can fucking, the guy will dig your fucking nice swimming pool in the backyard. I want to marry this guy. And he'll write the most amazing shit. I want to marry him.
You know, I got a good idea. John, you ever see those guys on YouTube that like dig with that little trowel and they make all?
Oh yeah.
You ought to do a show like that. It would be your YouTube
they go in
channel.
The jungle and they carve it out of the clay.
Dude, they do an amazing job. They even make.
I'll get Mr. G as your helper, John. You guys could dress like those two guys, and you can go in the hole and dig out a fucking castle. You know.
The part they don't show you is the army of workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to believe two guys dig a fucking hole that's like 60 deep and into a big square for a swimming pool or whatever, or make a hut. And they got a little fucking shovel. My mother used to use the garden outside.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean?
It's like a stick they're using. It's like a chopstick they're using. You know.
Right.
I agree with John. It's what you see. It's what you don't see off the camera.
Exactly.
But I heard those guys.
Hey, Greg, you want to hear something crazy? I told Dave this too. On a Sunday, I was sore after my workout. Is it okay if I tell him, Dave?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
Okay. So I stopped by to get a massage, and the lady was aged and all that. She gives me a massage. She's like, "You want take your underwear off?" And I thought she's gonna cover me. She gives me a massage, flips me over. She touched my dick. She goes, "You want?" I'm like, no. I'm married. She's like, married. You give me money, man. She's like, you want? I'm like, no. I'm married. So
Rob's always getting these women coming on to him, John.
I get up and leave.
But did you have a hard on?
Did I have a hard on? No.
Okay.
No.
I don't believe it.
Well, what if you did?
What?
No, you're in an Asian massage parlor. They're not there. That's what they're there for. You know what I mean?
I never knew that. I've had many
He naively went in there, Greg.
That. So I told my wife, she goes, just don't go back.
Tell your wife, well, then you start giving me massages here, because my girlfriend.
Exactly. I go, whenever I don't get what I want, I'm gonna go see her.
There you go, dude. My girlfriend gives me massages for like a half hour till I fall asleep.
Wow.
Oh, that's
really good. Yo, my girlfriend gives the best massages.
That's a good girl.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Have you ever gone to one of those Chinese massage places, Greg?
What happened?
You ever go to one of those Chinese massage places?
Oh, not Chinese. I go with a filthy fucking Puerto Ricans and blacks and all that shit back in the fucking day, and I had a great time.
Yeah.
I like ghetto bitches. You know what I mean?
Do they give you happy ending?
You're not coming in my mouth. You better wear rubber. Working girls don't kiss. That's what they say. Working girls don't kiss. Then I start making out with them and shit anyway.
That's funny.
Imagine that. I make that with some fucking horse. She probably blew like 10 guys before I was there.
Oh, man. Nasty.
That's why you liked making out with her.
Dude, I don't know. Dude, my tongue is connected to my dick. I have to fucking make out. That's like my fucking, like my entree, not my entree, my fucking.
That's your Viagra.
Foreplay.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Not
appetizer.
Your appetizer. Thank you.
Appetizer.
That's my appetizer. I got to make out with her for a while. Like, my girlfriend's a really good kisser. So I'll sit there, I'll make out, and then fucking And then once that happens, then we get to town.
I got a question for you, Greg. Just I don't know if Tyler could find the story, but I guess there was some big swim meet, the Olympics. I guess was it? I think it's the Olympics they're doing, or maybe it was some other. It might have been a big world championships.
Training.
Two transgenders were
right.
first and second. They both broke all the records, and
right.
one is that Leah Thomas girl. And I didn't know the other girl.
They were men.
They were originally they're biological men that have decided. And the weird thing is that they were actually maybe ranked 23rd in the men's swimming before they decided they wanted to become women, and now they're destroying all the women records and everything like that. I mean, how does it make you feel? I mean, you're an athlete. Your daughters competes. I know my daughters are going to go into sports. I'm absolutely disgusted by it, and I don't know why they're allowing the women's sports to be ruined by this. I mean, what woman is going to be able to compete against any guy?
He's a jerk.
It's 100% wrong. It's 100% wrong. Fallon Fox, who fights in the UFC, was an average to low average fighter as a guy. As soon as she became Fallon Fox, she went in there just because they get their fucking ugats cut off. Doesn't make them a woman that where you
don't even have to have your guts cut off. You just got to take androgen blockers, and they allow you to compete.
It doesn't matter. It's not testosterone. It's bone density.
Right.
It's everything.
Yes.
Listen to me. I know some of the hottest fucking trainees on the planet that'll fake you out, that can walk in there, and you'd be like, my God, and you wouldn't believe that they're trainees.
Right.
But guess what? If there was a fire and your studio burnt down and she was sitting in there, they'd say 2 men died in the fire because the skeleton is different.
Of course.
Everything is different. It doesn't matter. It's not just testosterone. That's not what. Otherwise, you can make female bodybuilders go in there and be the best swimmers on the planet, and most of them would sink to the bottom. It doesn't have anything to do with hormones. It has to do with your whole fucking genetic makeup. The skeleton is different.
Right.
It's a skeleton. A man's got an
the way the muscles are attached into the tendons and all that
and
too.
Your DNA psychologically. So also
listen, that's why you could take steroids. You could get these. Jave, come on, how many girls? Look at Betty Paricio, who I always thought had an amazing build. I've seen her in person backstage, and I'm like, she's more fucking stealth than a male bodybuilder. I mean, she had every little muscle showing. She was so well put together. But do you think that she can jump in a swimming pool with all that juice in her and everything and swim like a fucking No, it has nothing to do with that. What it has to do with is the longer arm. The whole fucking skeleton is different. They should have a league of their own. Yep. You cannot just. I don't care if they got their cocks cut off.
Why do you think that these Olympic people and all the sports organizations?
Well, wait a minute.
Is it political pressure, social pressure?
Yes.
I mean, just say, hey guys, sorry,
Dave,
it's not fair. They have no problem telling you can't take steroids.
It's a female to male. It's a female that takes testosterone.
They disqualified that one skater girl because she was taking a drug that's supposed to increase blood flow to the heart. I mean, are you kidding me?
I know, but she supposedly had a history of fucking around with performance enhancers. I don't know.
But they'll let some men compete in the women's events. It's ridiculous.
I agree with you. But one of the women that competed in the collegiate championships was actually a female who took male hormones, got her breasts removed, and she beat all the other girls, but she could not beat she couldn't beat Leah Thomas.
Greg,
Leah Thomas actually held back.
Greg, let me enlighten you about something. In the womb, when we're a little zygote and we're first starting to develop, right? We all start out as female.
Right.
All of us.
Right.
Okay. At some point during that gestation, early on, there's a hormone cascade that affects the zygote, and that determines whether it continues on the female path or goes male.
X, Y, Y, Y. I know all about that.
But it is hormonal at the beginning.
No, it's hormonal with development.
Right.
But once you're developed, John. I've been in the fucking tranny clubs and all that shit. I worked in that shit.
How big are their hands, Greg?
Huh?
How big are those trannies' hands, right?
Some are big, some aren't. I could show you trannies that I know. I'll send you a few pictures, and I can guarantee you would not believe it. You'd be like, if I met her, I'd date her. I wouldn't even know. You wouldn't know.
Yeah.
They even got their cocks cut off. But what I'm trying to tell you is this. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The hormones, after a boy has developed, a boy skeleton is different than a girl skeleton. Even if it's a small tranny and she looks cunt as hell, her reach, the way it's a fact that hormones, if that's the case, then we could take female bodybuilders and make them all swimmers and they'd be killing the other women. And most of them probably sink to the floor. It has nothing to do with that. They should have a league of their own.
It should, but you know what happened, Greg? The problem is you have these fucking woke liberals that want to make everybody happy and include everybody in everything. Yeah. And then you get these guys who are absolute shit at what they do. And they say, it dawns on them, oh, I can go from being at the back of the pack with the men. All I got to do is identify as a girl and I can win gold medals.
Well, did you see the guy that just recently got, he's arrested now. He says he calls himself, he identifies as a woman. Oh, yeah. And now they're letting him off for raping that 10-year-old girl and shit like that. And he's done this a million times. He's got a record that's unbelievable. And he identifies as a young girl himself. So they put him in a juvenile fucking with girls and stuff.
Really?
They just had it on yesterday.
Oh my God.
The watchers will know what I'm talking about.
They're insane.
The thing is this. Listen, I worked in that industry. I've been around that shit. I was in a club with Buck Angel, who was a female to male.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
And dude, me and him were the two most jacked guys in the club. If you met him, bald head, cigar, goatee, pull my finger, you know what I mean? Fucking tattoos, fucking 20-inch arms and shit like that. And he smacked a motherfucker on top of his head. He didn't give a shit. But I'm just telling you, okay? You know, on the outside it looks, it looks like a dude. It's jacked. I'll send you a picture of me and him together. You know what I mean?
Chastity Bono.
Yeah, Chastity Bono looks like a donut hole with a fucking, But no, this guy, there's some of them that are athletes. But what I'm saying is she would not beat Leah Thomas in a swim meet. It's just like Fallon Fox can beat these women, okay? But if there was another transgendered woman, she might smack the fuck out of Fallon Fox because they're both. It's the hands, it's the grip, it's the hold. There's a whole fucking thing there. They should have a league of their own. But you know what's funny? This all started with Obama telling people, well, if men identify as women, they could use the women's bathroom, right? That's how this all started. There's a big difference between some guy who's got a cross-dressing fetish and it's 70 years old transgenders. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
There's somebody who was
How
young.
do you differentiate, Greg? That's the problem, right?
Well, to differentiate is huge. I feel like when somebody grew up that way, and I don't mean these kids that were fucking forced by their parents. There's too much. That little kid, I Am Jazz. Yeah. You ever see that kid, I Am Jazz?
Yeah.
That fucking little girl. Well, she was a little boy. You know what, Jay? If you have children, you know when your kid's like fucking 1 year old and you can't really walk on their own, you hold their hands up like this and you walk with them like that, and they take the little steps like that. He was already dressed like a girl. He wasn't even a year old. How the fuck do you know, bro? I was fucking. I didn't know that my sister had a fucking vagina and I had a prick. You know what I mean? I didn't know that till I was older. My parents didn't shower us together. Yeah. I didn't know any of that stuff. Right. You don't know when you're 5 years old. You can play with dolls. If your son picked up your daughter's Barbie doll, that doesn't mean, oh fuck, look, Logan's going to be a tranny. Right. You know what I mean? That means nothing. But these parents, they're sick fucks. And that kid, I Am Jazz, his parents got him. Got her into the point where, she got her fucking sausage cut off. And now they're making a lot of money off that. You know what I mean? And look at her. She got her own TV show, TLC, and all this shit.
She got very heavy, that girl, right? She's like a blimp now.
Yeah, she's all. I mean, that's because she's mental.
She'll commit suicide soon.
Yeah.
I hope not. But the thing is,
like a nice
listen, I don't wish that on anybody, but I got to tell you something.
But that's what happens when you
get. Yeah, I know. I agree with you. But the thing is that there's a big difference. You cannot do that. Okay, they're not women; they're trans women. You have to be. Let's be honest about that.
I don't even know why there's a fucking argument. Why is it?
What about Matt Crook? What about Matt Crook? Look, Matt Crook. God bless you for doing what you're doing. That's what you want to do. I don't care what anybody does.
But he won't compete as a woman. He will not compete as a woman because he knows it's unfair. He's not going to be doing powerlifting meets.
But he starts that non-binary shit. That means like you're fucking nuts. You can't be. You know what? I think I'm a woman today tomorrow I'm going to be, this one. And then the next day I'm going to be a woman. And the next day I'm going to be this one. And, I could debate that shit. You could debate me. You ain't going to bring it on. You don't want to debate me on that.
You have a bunch of confused people. You're either a man or a woman. That's it.
Right.
Bottom line, we want to teach our young boys to be men and our young girls to be women.
Well, if you want to be a woman and you're a man, that's fine, but you shouldn't play sports. You don't play women's sports. It's not fair.
I think you should.
Weird.
A league of their own, Dave. A league of their own. Play with people that,
Right.
Joe Pietaro and I did a whole fucking thing. They had a show of females to male bodybuilders. Did you ever see that show, Dave?
Yeah, it was horrible.
You saw it, right?
Yeah.
Some of the girls were like fucking jacked. You got a couple of these black chicks that now are men, and they fucking like if they walk in a room, you'd be like, holy fuck, yo, dude, what's up? You would never know,
No.
Except they got the fucking, they still have vaginas and stuff, But they all competed against each other. They didn't try to go in another league.
Hey, Greg, do you believe at some point that they will create an artificial penis for these women that want to become men?
Well, they already have shit like that.
I don't think it works though, does it?
Dave, you've been with plenty of female bodybuilders. They all got these fucking little penises.
Yeah, but that's not really working. You know what I mean?
I know, but
wait until the robots come.
No, but they can actually put a rod in there. They could put a fucking rod in there and make it like, just like, how men in the old days, they would do the penile implant and man pushes that button under his nuts and it fills up with urine, right?
Air.
It fills up with blood.
Yeah, blood. What? And then they have a boner. They can do that now with the
I didn't know they could do that now.
With the pump that they use. I thought it was a bladder.
But you know what though? Most people, John, most of those trannies, I mean, they're fine with what they got. They want to be with other girls. And if you're a girl, you don't want to be with, they want that, you know what I mean?
Oh, they want the penetration.
They want to eat that box,
They want their cake and eat it too.
They want that box.
So what about Caitlyn Jenner? He's like 6'2", Bruce Jenner. He's got size like 18. Pump. You ever see him in his pumps?
Yeah.
But he still likes women. So wait, he wanted to be a woman, right?
Yeah.
From a guy to a woman, but now he likes women. He still likes
George,
women, so that makes him a transsexual,
George,
gay person.
lesbian.
I'll tell you how they'll shoot you down right now. You know what they're gonna say?
What?
This is their saying. There's your sexual identity, and then there's your sexuality. They're not the same. Because I know plenty of trannies that got their dicks cut off to become lesbians. And you say,
really?
And one of them was a good-looking guy. He said, well, you should just been a guy. You can get all this pussy all you want. Now you got to get somebody who's going to deal with that's a fucking mangina. You know what I'm saying? So, what I'm saying to you is that it's these people are fucked up, and this world is pumping that shit more and more on everybody.
Right? We're validating it. Is what we're doing.
Well,
Bruce Jenner
Obama said that
Bruce.
like transgendered women and men who identify as women. That's the key. Okay, can use the female bathroom. I got to tell you something. Transgendered women have been using the female bathroom since they started that shit.
Sure.
So
nobody knows. That's why they don't promote it.
But now he opened the door so that you or I could say, this dude that just went to prison for raping a 10-year-old many times has a beard, mustache, and it's a straight up guy. And they have him talking on the phone to his father. And he's like, yeah, don't worry about it. I'm getting off. They're not going to get me. They're not going to get me. I'm getting off.
we knew that was going to happen. The guys are going to con people. The regular guys are going to walk into. Yeah. That's what's going to happen. Of course.
Pedophiles and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you know what happens? Wait a minute. You know what happens? Listen, it's just like the reason why people hated my fucking guts, right? Because they saw that TLC on the blood arm with the big balloon where I held it up and the blood's dripping. And then I fucking, pouring it. I'm fucking injecting, filling up the blood. And I understand that people hated my guts for that because it makes bodybuilders look bad. But when you see these Brazilian guys, right, that got these traps that are too fucking, like 2 balls up here, you know what I mean? And then, all this other shit, right? And then people go, well, that makes bodybuilders look bad because technically they're not bodybuilders. Well, that guy's not a tranny. Do you understand what I'm saying? Even Bruce Jenner, he gets up there, hey, how you doing? Listen, I'm really glad, transgender does something. He didn't even change his voice. He won Woman of the Year. How do you win? Dude, if you really care about women, you should hand that back. No, come on, don't give me the Woman of the Year. I've been a woman for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? Stop that. But they're kowtowing to this shit today. They're kowtowing to it.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Don't
And
you
it's
think?
bad.
Hold on, Greg. Don't you think that what you did to your body, however you did it, obviously you had a lot more of regular muscle on your body. Don't you think that was like kind of like the poster child for these morons in Brazil or wherever they're doing it?
Oh yeah, dude. Let me tell you something. I was Rich Piana before Rich Piana was
Yes,
Rich Piana.
absolutely.
Okay,
100%.
nobody understands that.
Yeah.
He saw my shit.
Yep.
And said, "Oh fuck," you know what I mean? A lot of guys did. Not for nothing. He saw my shit. He's made comments about me. I'm not going to get into that.
Right.
But I know things from people he talks to, and I know his people, and
Right.
you know that. But he, I was Rich Piana before Rich Piana was Rich Piana.
You were the first.
Okay?
And Derek
When you
Anthony-
see that shit of me, it was the
Derek
90s.
Anthony followed him.
The 90s. You know
Right.
what I mean?
And
But
Derek Anthony
I
did
don't-
follow you too. Yeah, Derek was.
I
doing-
don't think, what's that?
Derek Anthony
Derek.
followed you.
Right, Derek Anthony.
And Derek
I know
was
that.
before
Derek
Rich.
used to talk to me about it. But here's the thing. I never thought it looked good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I used to take pictures, but I never took pictures myself. We didn't have cameras back then. My friend Mike Gentili took these pictures of me in the gym and everything like that. And then he sent it into Pump magazine.
Right.
Remember Pump?
Yep.
And then they started all that shit. And then Bob Kennedy took a picture of me outside the Night of Champions. And then it just started rolling. I was a drug dealer and I took so much shit. I didn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? But I wasn't trying to get on stage like that or any of that shit. It just, but nobody realized I was Rich Piana way before.
I saw
Yeah,
you
you
on
were
the
the
news.
original. You were the original. That's
was
what I
the
said.
10 years
original.
before Rich. That's
There's
why.
no one that can take that away from Greg.
No,
he
no.
was the first.
I saw Greg on the news. I never even heard of him. I saw this guy walking with his hands in front, handcuffed.
You can find
Yeah,
I
that.
saw these arms. I'm like, who in the fuck is that
Gets
guy?
arrested, Valentino arrested.
Holy
That was
Blackman, he goes, yeah, he looks like Popeye. Yeah,
But that was 2000.
He writes in all capital letters, and he looks like Popeye.
But that was 2000. That was 22 years ago.
I
In
know.
April, 22 years. Nobody realizes that shit. You know what I mean? I still get people today. Hey, are you doing okay? How's your arm? Are you still getting? I'm like, dude, that was 22 years ago. You know what I mean? That people don't
There it is.
realize.
There's the
Yeah,
picture.
picture, quick.
Yeah, there he
Look
is.
at that.
Yeah. That
He still has
that's
that
the
shirt.
hematoma I'm over here pointing. That was the hematoma in that one arm. Right. And that's the one I drained the blood. And I kept draining it and draining it. And then, it wouldn't stop. But
Right.
that's the hematoma. And anybody that doesn't believe it, I got the goddamn video to prove it.
Wait,
You wanna watch
which arm? It was your left, wasn't it, Greg?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was you at your peak.
Yeah, that's him.
Yeah, but
real.
that's
That's
not
real, yeah.
That's fucking in
That's how he
Dude, I
looked,
took
yeah.
a lot. I was 278 pounds at 5'6" there.
But you
And
can
my
see-
legs were my fucking.
But you know what, John?
best
If you look at the picture, he has muscle.
Yeah.
It's not fake. It's
Yeah.
not just balloons of
Yeah.
oil.
Greg looks like that now in person. When you see Greg in person, he's like a walking billboard. He's like this wide.
Yeah.
Still now
Yeah, but
today.
I'm only 190 now. I'm 190.
Bro, you're like
194.
anybody that sees you now is gonna think you're a freak too. I mean, like as far as
That's because
Well-
you know what it is? My legs are so fucking sick, bro. They're still fucking jet. My
Hey,
hands-
Greg, at the time, how was your heart, kidney, liver? Did you have any problems?
He never
My
went to
what?
the doctor.
Your
He didn't go to
heart,
the doctor.
kidney, liver, your organs. Did you have
Yeah,
any
Greg,
problems?
No, I'm good.
Greg doesn't know what those are.
Where I had the split, and where I had the fucking cut. That's two different things. That was an infection, but the TLC arm was a hematoma. See, they mix stories together. Yeah. Dude, you know who took that picture of me?
Who?
Carson Daly.
Oh, that's when you
There's
were
a lot
on
of
the
muscle
Daily
there.
Show?
Backstage at Carson
yeah, but
Daly.
see, his arms look your arms look muscular.
Yeah.
They don't
Yes.
look. The other guys, their
No,
arms
but
are just out
guys,
like this.
I
like
just
a
gotta
balloon.
say,
Yeah.
I
They don't look-
understand that it looked retarded. I never said that it looked, oh my God, look at me. Lee Haney should fucking. But here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing.
Crazy.
These guys today are doing crazy shit, and that's the why when they look at the trannies and you got the big pumped asses and all that shit, you know what I mean? It's a different animal.
He would have 100 million followers.
Oh, I know.
Greg, if we had Instagram, you would have made $100 million on your Instagram account. You would have had
yeah.
hundreds of millions of
Yeah.
people.
He would have been piano. That's all.
George,
He would have
you know
had
that- wait a
mainstream
minute.
people
I
would
have a thing
He would have
from
he would have
2000
advertised Oreos.
Wait, listen. I have a thing
I
from
don't know about
Google.
Oreos.
Dave, I'll send it to you. You can put it up next week.
Right.
I have a thing from Google where they're saying where Google, they had a show called Google something. And Rudy Valverde, he said from Google, and he said, the internet right now is blowing up for Mr. T and Gregg Valentino. And it showed me.
Really?
Back then, people were going crazy. That's what all the, you know how many TV shows I've been on? Jay Leno, Crush Daily, Tyler. I mean, I've been on so many shows. I don't even remember them all. Ripley, believe it or not.
You know what happened, Greg? I think that you were embarrassed by it a little bit. Rather than embrace it where you could have made money from it, I think you almost backed away from it because it was somewhat embarrassing to you. Is that true?
He was a little too soon.
Dave, you hit the nail on the head. You know who else hit the nail on the head with that? James Tiny Vest did a video when Bob Bonham died. He said, I got to tell you something about Gregg Valentino. He goes, he talks, he's, acts crazy and does all of it, but he's actually a homebody. He doesn't really like to leave his house. He's actually very quiet. And he's right. Dude, I was like, how the fuck did he know that? Because he's like, I was with Bob Bonham one time. He's calling Greg, come out. Let's go sit in a diner. James Vest is here. All these guys. And I was like, because I'm not really like, that's why I don't go to all these shows. I could go to all these shows and be what? I only went to the shows with you guys. You know what I mean? I don't.
Greg, you were like 10 years, 15 years too soon.
Right.
If you had come along later when the internet was more contained.
Don't be first, be better. Be better. Right?
Yeah.
Blackman?
Well, let me tell you something. When I look like that, all those guys that you see are super jacked now, doing that shit, like the Rich Pianos and all that. That shit,
you paved the way. For me. You paved the way.
You saw me on doing on TV. I mean, you can remember I was on TV, TLC, how many shows I've done. I can't even tell you. Do you know how many shows I did with they used my footage all the time on the Daily Show. I did the Carson Daily Show, not that
Talk Soup, right? You were on Talk Soup a few times, weren't you?
Oh yeah. I've been on Talk Soup. I've been on I've been in every fucking magazine. I was on Entertainment Tonight. I was on oh my God, I can't even remember them all, Dave.
Greg,
it's on my website.
The problem, John, was he was embarrassed by it because they were mocking him, and rather than embrace it and try to use it as a marketing ploy, because I think you were before your time.
He was.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah,
and if social media had been as developed as it is today, he would have had the vehicles.
Plus, your kids were young, and I think that also was bothering you.
That's all I gave a shit about, was being with my kids and everything like that. You know what I mean? I didn't care. I could have parlayed this into a lot more shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Even when I was writing for a Blackman's magazine and all that, I could have done a lot more. It's just that this isn't really what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? Like, I don't go to shows. I could go to shows right now. Everybody's always asking.
If you would have embraced it, you probably would have kept going with it, and you'd probably be dead by now. So I'm glad you didn't.
Well, that's the thing. See, I knew when to say, you fucking guys out there, I got to just say, let me just say one thing. We did that show last week where we talked about Synthol. Some of you fucking crybabies. Just interrupting. Fuck you. Okay? You think you bother me? Go look at the comments I write. That's me that's writing those comments on RxMuscle. Like, yeah, I know I'm a piece of shit, a bag of oil. I get it, whatever. But I got to tell you something. There are a few guys out there I know that were like, oh, wow, what is this silicone shit? Listen, fuckos. I'm going to tell you right now. I know a lot of girls from the tranny world. I'm not going to fucking lie. And do you know how many of them died doing that shit? Because if you hit a vein, hit an artery, or have any allergic reaction, you die right there. They drop to the ground and die right there. Really? Silicone should never, ever, ever. Dave, there's people who are like, some guy said, Dave Palumbo knows you do synthol, right? You do silicone. I'm like, dude, if I did silicone, then I must have shrinking silicone because I'm not even fucking close to the guy I was. The message I'm just trying to give people is, Rich Piana, what he did with a fucking doctor. Okay, he had his own little, I know, just trust me on this one. He had his own little guy helping him and stuff like that. You can't do that shit on your own, and if you do, you could die on the spot right there. It's not like Synthol. That's its own entity, and that shit gets in your fucking goddamn vein. Okay, just because you want to have big arms, go do your Synthol if that's what you want. Right. But don't fuck with that stuff. Right. You will die. Right. I know plenty of trannies that have died.
That's very good information you're putting out.
It's not only trannies. It's girls who get that shit stuck in their ass. They have parties.
We know a girl.
They're called
Yes.
shot parties.
Right.
And they go and they got shot girls, and they come with the big container of oil and the syringes, and they're jacking these girls up in their ass, but
That's
in a hotel room.
More
and they
than
die.
more than
They
one
die.
girl,
He's
believe me,
right.
has had to have that cut out of their
no,
rear
John's
end.
right. Listen, Dave, the guy, our friend, the one that's in jail now.
Yeah.
You know who I'm
Yep.
talking about.
Yep.
He had to actually have a cut out of him.
Yep.
And I saw a video with Jerry Ward the other day, and he was talking about that guy Jens, the guy that was from
Yeah.
like Sweden or whatever, with
Yeah.
the big beard, used to hang out with
Rich.
with all them guys. He had those giant arms. Supposedly he had to have it all taken out. It has to get taken out. It can't even be
Yep.
drained with a needle.
Nope, they gotta cut it
because
out.
it's like jelly.
It's got to cut out.
And John's right. Girls do it today. When you see these fucking rap girls, the Kardashians, I think they have implants. But
No. They have fat transfers.
do they really?
Brazilian butt lift.
But when
yeah.
you see these girls on them rap videos and shit, a lot of them, especially, I'm being serious here, especially the minority girls, okay? They do that. It's big in that community, okay? The black and Hispanic, the Cuban, and, this is not a racist, but it's a fact. That's big in that community. They all want that fucking big boom, boom ass,
Yep.
and that's why it looks fit. You can see that ass walking a mile away that it's not
Yeah,
real.
you're right.
Okay? But that's dangerous. And if that silicone breaks off, it goes into your vein. You're done. You don't die later on. You don't go to the hospital and, we'll operate and take it out. You drop fucking dead. That's a fact.
All right. Well,
So
great.
any of you idiots out there that listen to that shit, or maybe when Johnny Bravo was saying, Rich did silicone. Rich, damn it, I'm going to do what Rich did. I'm telling you, don't do it. He did it with a doctor. And a doctor where they actually use fucking, what do you call that, scan shit,
Ultrasound.
CAT scan
Ultrasound.
thing. And they know right where to, don't you dare try that shit. So
Very
I'm
good
just
advice
like
from
you
Gregg
said.
Valentino, and thank you, Greg, for that. And I just want to remind people, Mr. G's ProteinSnacks.com. If you want to pick up your protein bagels and cookies and the new Lee Priest
We'll be
species
putting it
cookie,
up
that'll
later.
be going up. And Mr. G will be shipping out the Legendary Foods tasty pastries
Yes.
to John and Greg and Rob Jordan. And I want to thank Jimmy the Bull, obviously, for joining us from Tampa, Florida. We might see him in studio next week. Guys, you're not going to want to miss that one. For now, I'm Dave Palumbo. We'll see you next time.
RxMuscle, the truth!
Good show, guys.